I hope everybody had a great week and is getting ready for the big turkey gobble gobble day. We're excited about that. Love holidays. It brings family together and promotes positivity, which of course everybody knows who watches. That's what the show is all about. For those of you that don't, this is the home of the five good things. That's right. Anytime you're having a bad day, a friend or a family member's having a bad day, tell yourself five good things, get them to tell you five good things, and it'll change the perspective and possibly the whole day. Remember, if you smile at someone big, even if they're not having a great day or not smiling, you could change their whole day. So, thing one is here. We're at Vagabond headquarters with good lighting and good internet, and we are doing our next show. We have fantastic guests tonight, and I said yes, guests like duo, dynamic duo. Um, Fantastic young ladies who I've known since they were pretty much knee high to a grasshopper. So we'll get to the interview. I'm really excited. Um, okay, so upcoming Turkey Day. Everybody knows too. Toys for Tots Drive. They're everywhere. Whether you're motorcycling or not, please make time to donate a gift, an unwrapped gift, to the children who times are tough for everybody. So if you can help make a child's Christmas better, that's a fantastic thing, and we're happy to promote that. And then of course, I'm looking forward to, as I tell everybody, Cycle Showcase, which is February 12th and 13th. And that is a friend of ours, Randy's show in St. Louis, Missouri. I am doing my best. It's on my calendar. I want to make that one. So I hope everyone will look forward to that. And if you get time, please come to the show. It's an incredible event. He puts on a fantastic display. Randy did the smoke out and the tankful exhibit along with a lot of other stuff. And we're really excited about that. So we're going to get on with the show because I'm happy to get to our guests and we have lots to talk about. All right. So tonight we're going to do fan five good things because last week we did our country's five good things for my perspective. Okay. Tonight, Kimmy from Roanoke, Virginia. She said her mom is out of ICU after a really bad motorcycle accident. And thanks for the well wishes. She had sent an email. And of course, when you send the five good things, I do respond because I wanted to make sure that she knew we were thinking about her mom. And I'm glad that she's out of intensive care and back on the mend. She'll be up and riding soon, I'm sure. If you guys need any parts for motorcycle stuff to repair, let me know. I'll be more than happy to accommodate. Timothy from Boston. He says, I just finished paramedic training and my girl bought me a Sportster to chop up in my spare time as a graduation gift. You keep her. She definitely has it going on. And that's somebody who understands who you are. If you are a biker, she gets it. And good job. Congratulations on your paramedic training. It takes a very, very kind and giving, caring soul who is compassionate to do that job. It's not for everyone. And we're grateful for all our paramedics, firefighters, police officers, service members. As we stated again last week, you can always celebrate them, even the postal carriers, teachers. Remember, they're in service to all of us to make sure we can do what we do here. All right. So Jerome, Lakeland, Florida. He says, I got to meet you and you helped me get my license and a bike from one conversation. So I remember the conversation and we were in a gas station and he came over and I was putting gas on my motorcycle and he said, hey, I love your motorcycle, which my shovelhead, there's Rosie Posey. She gets a lot of attention. We had a conversation and I told him what I tell everyone. First, you get your license. Go and take the motorcycle training course at the Harley dealer, Motorcycle Safety Foundation, whatever works for you, and get the license. And then don't make a rash purchase. The best solution to find what you want, because you don't know as a new rider what exactly is going to fit for you, you go and you rent motorcycles. There's rental places that are safe and take care of their stuff, like Eagle Rider Rentals. Some of your Harley dealers do rentals there. And then you rent a bike for a weekend, and every different weekend when you want to do it, you go out and you try a different bike until you find the one that's for you, because it is a large purchase and it matters. So to be comfortable is one thing, but to be confident and be able to handle your machine is another. And Sportsters are not women's motorcycles. Some guys can't handle them because they're top heavy. Just saying. Okay, so then Paul from Seattle, Washington. I rode on the back of my chick's bike for the first time and last as a passenger ever. Good for you. That's awesome. It's really hard when you're in control of your own motorcycle to go ahead and hop on the back of somebody else's. Probably have some perspective of what, chicks deal with when they hop on a motorcycle. Some don't care. They're trusting in everyone, but some are very skeptic. And so you understand the fact of you're trusting in someone And that's cool. Don rode on my Fender once. I took him around the block just for shits and giggles. And of course, like I said, his handles were different than the ones I have when he's riding in front. Hi, Lance Baxter. I see you from Leesburg. Nice to see you. I have a lot of good people who watch, and Mr. Baxter, Lance, is also one of them. Okay, and then Jeanette, Pensacola, Florida. I just had twins and brought them home in our sidecar. Their names are Ryan and Carrie. Listen, I have a story about that. I'm a motor maid, and Dot Robinson, one of our founding members, her daughter Betty Falls was born. When she was pregnant with her, her husband brought home a car and said, "You're gonna have a baby. We're gonna need to bring the baby home in a car because it's gonna be December and freezing." And Dot Robinson lit that car on fire in the driveway. They brought that baby home in a sidecar with hot water bottles and swaddling all over and blankets everywhere. So go you. And what a way to bring them into the world. Kickstarting the whole way, getting them going in the sidecar. Please send pictures. I will post them here and on the website. I'm so excited for you. All right. So we're not doing viewer question tonight, the question of the week. However, we do have a topic that we want to discuss slightly. So this is specifically for the ladies, okay? And it's a biker show, and I'm a little nutty, and I like to do whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Boobies, okay? The topic is boobies. So get this, all right? When he's sad, show him boobies. When he's happy, show him boobies. When he's mad, show him boobies. That works really good. When he's not paying attention, show him boobies. Boobies make men happy. So if you keep that in mind, someone had asked about what we were talking about in my Easy Riders article. I made a reference to booby water. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and elaborate here. We were going across the desert. It was hot. So you can put all the water in you want, but sometimes you need to just pour water all over you. So Gypsy and I had bottles of water. We even had a truck driver stall his truck. He watched us pour water all over our boobies in the middle of nowhere, and it was a thing. So we kind of looked at each other, so that's the way we're going to stay cool going through the desert. We stopped at places. We just have gallon jugs. I had it in the tour pack. Some of our lady riders, we pull up and we're pouring water all over, and we're like, "You want some booby water?" And they're like, "Booby water?" We're like, "Yeah, try it." Everybody was hooked. So again, booby water, it's a thing. And I don't care if you're a man or a woman. If you pour water all over yourself going across the desert, stop every 50 miles and do that. You will definitely be able to make it. Otherwise, Dennis Stauber, hi. Nice to see you. My wonderful husband is commenting, boobs are magic. That is true. That was the whole conversation that we had earlier, which brought up the topic of boobies. Boobs are magic for men. And some women too, So, hey, if it makes you happy, do it. Show them. I'm a child of the 60s. I was born in the 60s, but in the 70s, boobies were a thing, So boobs are magic. I'll go with that. My husband's magic. So, and yes, I get his attention. He doesn't want to pay attention. He's talking. I'm quick about it, but I show my boobs, and he follows me right out the door. So it does work. Just saying. And guys, they like it. So, okay, we'll go on now. That was my silly spot. Okay, this week, Cultural Corner. I have a person in my life, Mr. Benny Turner. I was fortunate. Our guests tonight were also on the movie set of Rough Boys, and that was a Charlie Bretchel movie. It is out. You can get it if you Google it. You can get the link to watch it. I was a co-star in the movie. It's a long story. Anyways, I was blessed because we had Charlie Musselwhite, who his legacy, like who he is in the music world, he plays a harmonica. They made Dan Aykroyd's character in Blues Brothers after this man, okay, Charlie Musselwhite. Now, when we were on set, Charlie Bretchel had asked Charlie Musselwhite to be my dad in the movie. Benny Turner was also in the movie as a friend of my dad's. So here I am in Alabama, and we're at the set at this house where we're filming, and these two men who are in their 80s have been in the blues scene since the 50s, and they had never played together. So we were lucky enough to get a private show on the porch with Benny Turner and Charlie Musselwhite. Benny gave me a copy of his book. This man is a blues legend. From his birth and early childhood in Gilmer, Texas, to the family move to Chicago, Illinois. The ultimate birth of his career was in gospel, R&B, and the blues genre. Surviving extreme poverty in East Texas, he followed by shocking transition to urban life in Chicago, and then the untimely death of his big brother and his bandmate, who was his best friend, which was Freddie King. So, if any of you are blues fans, you know who I'm talking about. If you're not, you should really look it up because these men are just greats. Charlie Musselwhite, Benny Turner, Freddie King, just they're up there with, you know, they played with um, Wolf. Oh, what's his last name? They play with BB King and just so many. So I saw Charlie Musselwhite with Mavis Staple, like of the Staple Sisters. So it's just all across the board. They're incredible people. Um, the portion of obstacles that Benny had to survive was absolutely insane. So the story is a testament to his resilience and his human spirit and in his personal and professional triumphs along the way. You have to read this book. The things that people don't talk about that went on in his time touring. I mean, being a black man, he couldn't go certain places, stay at certain hotels. And yet, when you talk to him in his 80s, I mean, he's well put together. He still irons his pants. Presentation is everything. Just the wholesome tradition of who he is as a human being, as an individual. He works with uh, NOLA Blue Records, and they promote positivity. They're all about getting guns out of kids' hands and putting guitars in them and musical instruments. So he's an icon in the music world, but he's also an icon in my heart. So I thought today I would definitely feature his book. So I'm glad that everybody gets to see it, and I hope you get a copy of it. You can buy it on Amazon. Please do. All right, and because I'm just so excited about our guests, our product pick of the week. Here we go. Bikers all over the world wear the original KDs because they're affordable, protective, and undeniably cool. I've been wearing them forever. I've probably forever. I have Ray-Bans. I have $300 glasses, $500 glasses that were gifts and stuff like that. I never wear them because they really do. They don't fly off. I can tell you at 100 miles an hour, I can turn around and look back, and they really do stay. So the original KDs and the XKDs are 20% bigger. The motorcycle sunglasses bikers ask for because, and we're going to give you the whole skinny here, their skinny arms are very comfortable under a helmet. They have durable frames that include matte and shiny finish. Famous and cool long before Sons of Anarchy and Jax Teller, just saying, that's what everybody, associates them with, but they were here long before. I've been wearing KDs since the 80s, and I absolutely love them. They're polarized KDs and polarized XKDs. They have photochromic KDs and XKDs too. And what I just saw on their website on Pacific Coast Eyewear is the fact they have readers. Like for us older people, like you can actually have them where you can read the small print. I don't know why your eyes get hard at like 40 and then you can see far away, but you can't see up close. It's kind of crazy. All right, so next we're going to get onto our community corner. Everybody knows I like to promote charities and organizations who are doing good things in the world. This one's special to my heart. The Race Foundation. I'm a proud member of the Chopper Chick crew. Myself, Joanne Bortles, Gypsy, Charos, Jamie Gray, Katie Putnam, Sarah Lyon, Kate O'Shea. I mean, we had a nice crew, and we did some live builds. We did a live build at the 105th anniversary at Harley Davidson, and we were fortunate to have incredible sponsors, and we built a bike for the Race Foundation. The Race Foundation believes that all children deserve a safe and happy childhood. Their mission is to raise public awareness about the prevalence of child sexual abuse, provide access to information and tools for how to prevent it, and in turn eradicate the epidemic by inspiring others to stand up against abuse. Now, for me, it's a little difficult to like just read that. I understand that. I have had some history of that, not from my family members, but again, my mom was a single mom, and there were situations that weren't good. I've had friends who I've asked for help from other organizations like BACA and things like that, because this is something that happens all the time, and people are afraid to talk about it. It's not their fault that things happen, and the more love and support that they have to know that it's okay and it's all right to go ahead and be brave, stand up, and do what you have to do and move forward in the world with a great support system and people who understand and care and don't judge you and don't condemn you for the things that have happened in your past that were out of your control as a child. that's what we need. And we need that. I mean, this is something that is devastating mentally and follows people for the rest of their life. Fortunately for some, they have a good support system. Like myself, I was able to um, be able to say to the world, okay, look, things have happened to me. I want to help others. I talk to people that have situations that are similar to things I've been through, and I do my best to make sure they understand that everybody has something. There's something in your life, in your background, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that happens, and be proud, be loud, and understand that you are amazing no matter what, no matter what's happened to you. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am amazing, because you are. You just don't know it. The people around you see it, but you can't see it yourself. So make sure if you get a chance to go to race.org, um, check out the program. If you can donate, if you can volunteer, anything, the staff there, Brad, Ken, everybody, Miss Vicky, who used to be there, all fantastic, amazing people. So please do that if you can. And anywhere in your community, if you can help out, that's what's important. That's what I want to promote about Community Corner. It's all about doing stuff in your community and helping others around you and people that, don't have the same as you or have a harder time. And then now we get to get on to our guests. So I'm going to show some pictures here because everybody knows I like to show the pictures first. So in our announcement, we had our guests with Danny Trevejo, Jade, Justine, the Harley twins. Okay, these young ladies, I have been fortunate to watch. I've seen them grow up. Their mom worked hard here in Florida. She tattooed during the weekends, at night. She worked jobs during the day just to make sure these two young ladies had what they needed and had good people around them. So when I bring them in, they'll give you a little bit of their history and you'll see. But they've done crazy cool things. These young girls started out, they worked in the apparel department at our local Harley dealer. One of our friends, Johnny Cadillac, tagged them with the name the Harley Twins. So, and I'm pretty sure it's because they couldn't tell them apart. So it was just the Harley Twins. So they took that and they went to events all over the place. And Harley started promoting them, and they would go to charity functions, shows, funerals, anything. They wanted to be a part of it anyways. They just were fortunate enough that they made their way, and others took notice and realized what incredible young ladies they are. They're polite and respectful and beautiful and smart and talented and compassionate and considerate. They're the whole package, both of them. I guess it's double trouble. It's a dynamic duo, these two, for sure. And I can attest to that. We were on the set of Charlie Bretchel's movie, Rough Boys. This is them with the crew at Sons of Anarchy, okay? So they've been in places a lot of us would like to be, I'm sure. There's another one with the Mayans. He was in the Mayans, that one, yeah. So that's another good shot. And then there's a Harley Davidson shot of them in front of the Harley Bar and Shield. I mean, look at them. And they were just teenagers when I first met them. It was kind of funny. We talked about some things, Don and I, back in the day. I won a trophy at a bike show, and I'm sure that'll come up later. And there's one there. Show that one. That's at Indian Larry's. Everybody loves these girls. That, like I said, they've grown up, and look at how beautiful they are. And they dress. It's just amazing to just even be around. I mean, they have that photo is great. I love that one with the wall. This is one of my favorite shots that they sent. Look how beautiful they are. And they model and they do all kinds of stuff. And then we were on the movie set and we were at Accurate Engineering headquarters. And yes, they have a sense of humor because look, boobies and butts. Look at that. Derrieres for everyone, right? And you see they're smiling, laughing because we were all joking and you got to have the money shot. Well, that day, that was the money shot and everybody enjoyed it. And we had a good time. And it's cool that they can laugh at themselves and have fun. And, they're not conceited. They're not, they're just all around incredible women. And okay, so this photo, they travel, they have twin adventures. They go, this one was in New York, but they go to Europe, they go places, and they do it together as sisters, and they leave the rest of the world behind. That's cool. And they have this connection that I guess from the outside looking in, when you get to watch them, it's so cool. Yes, they do finish each other's sentences. Sometimes they talk in unison. It's kind of crazy, but when you see the bond, the true love, you would think twins, they don't like each other, or this one doesn't. These two, no. Their mom and their upbringing and the things that they had to deal with growing up as children only made them closer. And when I tell you the dynamic duo, I am not kidding. They're beautiful, they're smart, amazing. They have grown into amazing young women. The jobs that they have now and the careers that they're doing, and they travel. I can't wait to bring them in. So good, we're gonna do it now. All right, let's unmute their mic and bring them in. Go, 2, 1. Hi, ladies.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Look at how beautiful you are. It's amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I can't thank you enough. Rough Boys Biker Movie. Angels Camp in the house. Love you all. Yay.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Well, it is exciting.
Yeah. I'm Jade.
I'm Justine,
and we're the Harley twins.
and we're just really excited to be here and chat with you and just kind of be in our PJs and comfy and just kind of talk anything you want.
I love it. Well, I want to talk about you guys and all the stuff that you do because, as you know, we were talking about it before. I've known you since you were in your late teens, and
seems like such a long time ago.
No, it seems like just yesterday. That's crazy. I feel like it was just yesterday, but that's okay because I'm past 50, so I have more past than I do future. So you guys are still in the moderate area of you have more future than you do past. So let's stick with that. Yeah, we were just talking about Dawn and I were just talking about I won a trophy at your bike show for your 21st birthday at Mickey's Bar here locally in Pompano. It was the only reason I went to that bike show was because it was your birthday. And I adore your mom and I adore you guys growing up. And I've watched the struggles that your mom had. And you guys just, the family unit was just incredible. So I'm ecstatic to be part of your extended motorcycle family and to have watched you grown into the beautiful young ladies that you are. And of course, you know, I think the world of you. But tell us what you've been up to, what you're doing.
Well, first I want to say we're equally honored to be a part of your life as well. And Justine and I are taking a year off. We
decided to take a year off from Los Angeles because, as we know from the pandemic, it's just gotten really crazy there. But she and I are really grateful. We both work remote, so that allows us to do personal projects. And of course, in the creative realm, I do a lot of marketing and social media full time, and then travel with different shows as well. And then I'm also doing a writing project, which we'll share later.
Right. And yeah, we're just equally excited about, like she said, travel and just enjoying the North Carolina greenery. And everybody here is very nice. So it's been a good experience so far.
It's been a nice break from the crazy
traffic.
California. I was going to say crazy California right now.
I love it. So now, Jade, you wrote a book, a poetry book, right? And it's phenomenal. And do you have it there with you? Because I don't have a copy with me.
I do. So yes, I actually just recently published a book. It's poetry that I've written. It's called Where Dead Things Grow. And yeah, I'm just really excited about the opportunity. You can get it on Amazon. Barnes & Noble has some in their stores or on their website.
I'm super proud of her. I have to say, like, being twins, I didn't get the poetry gene, but I'm really excited that she's just really taking something that was important to her and a passion and seeing it through all the way.
Well, she pushed me to start sharing it, so that's the reason why I put it out there, so I'm pretty happy about it.
But it's got a lot of emotional, dark stuff in there, too. I think you guys will like it.
Well, and I've read some of the stuff that you've posted because you put some of it out there on the social media networks for us to read, which was a leader into wanting to get the book because it's very good. Your poetry's phenomenal. And then Miss Justine, you dance and photography, like, so you guys you equally have something to bring to the table for upcoming projects, which I'm sure we'll talk about here throughout the interview. But I think that's fantastic, and I'm excited about the book. I'm going to read it this week, and then I'm going to do a review on it next week.
Yeah, it's so sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because I like Robert Frost. I read sonnets. My dad turned me on to poetry. First time I ever read Shakespeare, most people are turned off by Shakespeare, but my dad had me read
my favorite. Sorry.
The Merchant of Venice was the first that I ever read, and so it made it easier to understand Shakespeare and how he wrote, and then the stories behind it. So that leads into poetry and allows you to read certain things, you know, their grammar and the words that they use, the vocabulary. Sometimes it can catch you off guard in your regular layman's terms, so you reach to see what it is. But if you start with something that's a little more basic, it allows you, they understand their diction, because it is sometimes some people end up in I've ended up in circles a few times and had to read it again and go, okay, what is that? Now later in years, I've been accustomed to reading poetry. I used to write poetry. I love poetry.
Cool, that's awesome.
I write fiction and stuff like that. So anytime anybody can write, it comes from the heart and the soul. That's what's important, and that it's pretty vulnerable too, because you're exposing your soul out there, things that are important to you. And then, always remember, don't read anything. Like there's no bad, it's all good. So if anybody has nonsense to say, you send them my way, I'll knock them out for you. You don't worry about it. I will.
We got your back too.
I know you do. So I was showing the picture of you guys on the movie set that we had the butt cheek shot, because we were all having a good time. And it's awesome because we had a fantastic time on that movie set. You guys were in the movie as well. Have you had an opportunity to see the movie?
No, as a matter of fact, when you mentioned it, I'm like, we gotta see this movie.
And I love your boobies comment, because I was saying, well, boobies and then booties, right? So
right.
We got the small boobies, so we have to make up with the booty.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, listen, right? I tell everybody a lot of times, especially in the industry that we're in and the things that we do, I always tell people, don't let the boobs in the round butt fool you. There's still a pretty decent brain in there, and we laugh and we giggle about it. But
right, guys, that's important too.
Yeah, but those are things that guys aren't blessed with. I mean, we're grateful for the parts that they do have. So what the heck? We might as well all celebrate it. Let's go back to the 70s and just all be hippies again. Yay. I'm all for that. So, okay. I guess, are you guys, what else are you doing? Tell me some good stuff. Promote something good. Else stuff that you got going on.
Well, aside from, I'll let her, I know she was going to mention something. I'm excited. We actually are traveling tomorrow, so we're happy to be on the show. We're going to be going to Spain and Italy for a week.
I don't know if anyone wants to follow our adventures on social media, the Harley Twins Official.
On Instagram.
On Instagram, you could kind of catch some of our adventures. And on a side for me, because it's funny, one of your questions I can't wait to discuss, but I ended up doing just an extra passion project. It's like a t-shirt line that I have out there, and people can buy it, and it's all about like fruit and personalities, and I'll explain it after with your question, cute. But that's something that I'm excited.
I love it. That's awesome. Good. So then you're ready for questions.
Yes, we're ready.
Okay. All right. So we already said how things were and what you've been up to, what's coming up. So, okay. First question, dogs or cats?
Okay. I love animals, but cats. We love cats. As a matter of fact, some people might know, because my sister and I have a cat named Muffin, and
she's beautiful, and she's almost 15. But we're just very blessed to have her.
We share her. She's like the best thing ever.
Animals in general, they just bring so much love and light into your home, and so I love dogs too. We've just have a very set in her ways cat. So,
but I also think cats are amazing because people don't give them a lot of credit. They had something on Netflix, but it's pretty amazing to see how cats, they do listen to you when you like point somewhere, or they're very smart and they're independent. I just love that about them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I had a black cat named Dirtbag once, and he was super cool. He was cool. I mean, he put up with everything. He was a cool cat, and he listened. And I would tell him go fetch. He would go bring the toy and bring it back. I mean, he was really cool. I'd tell him to get out. He'd go through the screen in the window. He was a cool cat. I don't have cats now because Don's allergic to cats. So okay, apples or oranges?
All right. So in terms of that, I love eating apples more than oranges.
And as a twin, I like oranges, the taste, but I prefer apples. But we have a funny story. So it's funny you talked about the fruit thing. So this kind of expanded in our big fruit like friend group that we have. But basically when we were younger, our dad, and he would want to text us, we came up with these codes. And so we just randomly said, well, I am going to choose orange to text him as an emoji, because I can be really, really like kind of tougher on the outside, but on the inside, I'm like a really good person.
So I'm more like a peach, where I have maybe more of a soft exterior, but I'm really tough on the inside.
And then we said our older sister can be the sour apple, which was hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
But then like all our girlfriends were like, well, what fruit personality are we? And so that's kind of like the t-shirt line that I did. So it's got like a bunch of fruits, like cool.
It's called Fruit Sona. It's really cute.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Fruit Sona.
Fruit Sona.
Yeah.
Oh, we're looking that up for sure. Definitely, for sure. And that's fantastic. That is awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Personally, I have to think about that. What kind of fruit? I'm just fruity. I'm fruity, nutty. I'm not flaky, but I'm fruity and nutty on any.
Well, there's a quiz on the website, so you can figure out what fruit personality you are.
You have to be like the coolest fruit there is.
Yeah, you got to be
whatever it is.
I can't wait to hear what you say.
I love you. I'm gonna let you know too. I'm going there and I'm gonna do it. I'll probably do that tonight. That's exciting. Okay, hotel or camping?
Okay, I have to be so honest. We haven't really camped a lot, and it's not our fault.
Yes, I mean,
nobody's taken us camping.
Yeah, we need to have this experience and more camping in our lives. So,
like, we camped in our friend's backyard as kids, but
that doesn't count.
I love nature, but I have to say hotel because I honestly haven't had that many experiences camping.
Yeah,
but
I'd
be down
outdoors.
for it as long as I have a bathroom or maybe some place to like rinse off. I'll sleep anywhere, but I'd have to have some clean place to wash up.
I have a Jeep, the Gladiator with a truck bed, so I'd probably sleep in that, and then but I want to camp.
Okay, so next year, Smoke Out, September, in North Carolina, in Salisbury. I was there this year. It came back, so I'm going to be there. I will be there. I will have a camp spot set up for you guys. We'll get a tent. I'll put mine next to you, and we will camp for a couple days. And there's a shower trailer with hot water that's clean. There's nice bathrooms in the building. It's all good. And then I know enough good people with RVs that if it rains or anything like that, we have a place to go hide. So camping is. If you haven't done it before next September, we are going camping at the Smoke Out.
Yes, please.
That means a lot. I feel like we're the kids that haven't like gone to prom when we say we haven't gone camping. So
I didn't go to prom, so we're even there. So maybe you know what? Maybe we can make up a prom then while we're there, make like a dance.
Yes.
Yeah, after the booby contest. They have a good wet t-shirt contest. I was amazed 2 nights in a row. They had a lot of people. I was like, wow. Roadside Marty had a blast with that. You know, he loves the boobies. I don't know. Boobies make men happy, and booties too. We should turn that around and have a booty contest. I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Yeah, maybe that would be fun.
Maybe we'll get you guys to host it. Like you can get up there and get all the girls to show their booties, and we could. Yeah, I know you guys are good MCs, so I get that for sure. Smoke Out Rally does rule. Yes, Dennis, you are right. Okay, so slow, fast, or faster?
So we weren't sure what this was referencing.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, if it's like work, you know, I'm actually a productive, fast worker, but if it's sexual, I will be very open and honest. I'm actually more of a slow, fast, like in between slow, fast.
I think slow.
I think slow can be really sexy. So
I love you two. You two, that's the best answer so far. So do you like to go slow on a motorcycle, fast on a motorcycle, or faster?
Oh my God, we're talking about
See, you guys are like me. I think the same way. A lot of guests have. They've had to actually text me and say, hey, what do you mean by that? So I'm glad that you went off the cuff and went all the way.
I'm not afraid to talk about ourselves, but I think
for me it would be fast, but not faster or slow. I like just fast.
Right. I love when the motorcycle just shifts and
my hair's whipping in the wind.
Rumble's going. Yeah, fast for sure.
I love you too. Okay, sunshine or moonshine?
All right,
sunshine, because we're Leos, so we have to say the sunshine. I mean, if somebody gives me some good moonshine, I'll try it. But yeah, I would lean towards the sunshine.
Let's drink moonshine in the sunshine. Okay.
Good answer. I like that one. That's a good one. So I'm just looking at my viewers here. Hachu, Richardson, I met him at the Smoke Out with his son and his son Lane and Rabbit, their little friend. When we're at the Smoke Out, he said they will be there. So those three are amazing. The two young men and Hachu, they're fantastic gentlemen. And we're all going to have to make sure our campsites are all near each other because they're like,
they can protect us from bears, right?
Oh yeah, all that. They definitely, listen, they got that. I was carrying stuff and they asked me directions. I said, something. They're like, you need help. And all weekend, every time I was doing something heavy or whatever, they just showed up and they were like, oh, over here. And it was so funny because Hachu brought his son Lane, and he heard about the Smoke Out at 12. He was finally old enough to go this year. It's back, and he took like 3 trophies with the motorcycle he built there. So it was awesome. Yeah, it was super cool. So that was a good family experience. And his buddy Rabbit was there, and Rabbit's dad used to go with Hachu. So it was kind of cool. So I'm excited that you guys will get to meet them.
Well, Hachu, we're excited to meet you.
We're excited. And are we allowed to sleep with our firearms under our pillows?
We could work something out. I don't think you have to, though. I have really good security there. We got Chris Callen, Roadside Marty. Oh, I got a whole host. We got, you don't ever have to worry. And it's in the gated area. So there's enough. When you get there, you're going to know so many people. You'll just be like, oh, this is safe. No problem. Because it's everybody that you've been around for the last 20 years, honestly. For real.
Yeah.
You'll
I meant for the bears, not for
Oh, well, we got a couple of guys that we'll send after them. And if they come back, then maybe we'll reward them with some food or something good like that.
Right.
You never know, right? Hey, what the hell? Okay, so we're going to get on to the good questions. So you guys have both been riding. How long have you been riding motorcycles?
So we got our license when we were 19 at the from out of Fort Lauderdale Harley Davidson. I remember the motorcycle cops were teaching a course, but we did it more promotionally than like full time.
So we were riding the first few years, but then after that, we just started traveling with the shows and riding on the back and like hosting the shows with the builders. And so
I still have my license. I just don't have a bike. So
yeah, we have our Jeep. Okay. Sorry.
And you like to ride on the back sometimes?
Yes.
If the right person comes along and asks correctly and you can trust them, I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely.
And we all said that's what we were saying.
Yeah, as long as we feel safe and trust them, then we will.
Yes.
Right, exactly. And I mean, I know we don't want to put it out there like that, but I know that right now you guys are taking time off from pretty much the whole world and you're spending time together. But at some point, you are looking to meet nice gentlemen who ride motorcycles, who, have in common things with them. And no, this is not a leader to date these young ladies. I'm just saying that, if there is by chance you guys come across the right ones. So don't be shy, but don't be,
Well, put it this way. Now that things are opening up in the world and we have the opportunity to go to more events and just meet people organically, I'm whatever happens.
Que sera, sera. Exactly.
I like that. So now, Miss Jade, I see you have an Indian Larry pendant on.
I do. That. Yes. When we each have one. I've had this for a very long time, and Bob Seeger gave my sister and I cherish it. And so he was.
She wanted to represent. Yes.
I love that, and I noticed it. I'm sure everybody else will notice it too, and Bobby, because I'm sure at some point he'll see this. We get some good ones that watch, so I'm real happy about that. Okay, so what is your favorite motorcycle you've ever ridden on, whether you were on a passenger or driving, and then what would be your favorite route that you've ever ridden?
Oh,
yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, I love that. For me, I would say in Sturgis, I remember Michael Lichter had this a gallery event, so all the builders did a ride to it. And I rode with Russell Mitchell on one of his really amazing, blacked out, what is it called? Where they did, it was just like an Excel Cycle custom chopper that I was on.
And I rode with Dave Hurley, but she has a fun story.
Oh yeah, I was riding on the back of his bike, and all of a sudden we hit like a bump, and the pad flew off.
The bitch pad.
And I slammed down on the fender, because we would ride on fenders also and just wrap your legs around, but it flew back and it almost hit them.
Yeah.
So it was an insane,
But it was a fun ride. I've ridden on some good custom bikes. I rode with Chuck Zito on a great bike. He has some good bikes. So that's probably one of my favorite, because it's just something unique, and I love when you see somebody put their heart into their own motorcycle. And then I would say one of the best rides ever for both of us has been the toy runs in South Florida. Just being a part of that and seeing all the motorcycles.
It gives you chills when you see all the bikes.
For such a great cause.
55,000 bikes riding down the freeway together. It's just amazing.
Yeah, so that's probably one of the best rides.
Yeah, Toys in the Sun Run, definitely nothing to sneeze at for many decades. Yes. That is for sure. All right, so what is your absolute favorite song?
Okay, so as of now, we love rock and roll, but I'm a huge Elvis girl.
Especially when the movie came out.
Yeah, but I've been an Elvis girl before the movie came out.
Did you see it? Was it amazing? Yes. I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up on Elvis.
I definitely have to say one of my favorite songs that he sings is if I Can Dream.
Like I play that all the time. I love that song.
And I love I Did It My Way. I'm actually gonna get it tattooed on me because I love the meaning behind it in life. And
she actually has the TCB logo on her other side. So yeah.
Nice.
Elvis definitely probably my favorite right now.
And then Miss Jade, same with you?
Yeah, Elvis, and of course, like we've always loved Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, so there's some great songs from that. But I just love music in general. But as she was saying, like If I Can Dream by Elvis, I've been playing that a lot lately.
I don't know about you, but I find now after the pandemic, I just want to listen to music from the 50s, from the 60s, like all just stuff that's not even today, because it makes me want to teleport back then at some point. It would be awesome.
Times were much simpler then, and the family unit as a whole, the community as a whole, the way that we cared about one another. Of course, we've had some obstacles that have had to been overcome with gender and race and all those things. So if you could go back and keep that part, how we move forward in that regard, and put it back there, and still have it to where the family unit was important and money didn't matter. Now it's so hectic. But yes, and I'm appreciative of that because my daughter, she's a little bit younger than you, my son, and she listens to Johnny Cash. She listens to Elvis. I was in the car one day and the radio's on and she's singing to Tom Jones. And I'm just like, really? And she's like, Mom, Grandpa used to play that in the car all the time. You listen to it. I was like, yeah, I think it's cool. I wasn't dissing you. I think that's actually cool because, wow, not anyone younger really takes time to listen to the music and the stories that the music tells. I mean, I know modern music has stories, but it's stories of right now. So we don't really get to open our minds and entertain other things because it's really about what's going on today all the time. So I'm appreciative of that. You girls are very, and eclectic is a good word for a lot of us because we're not eccentric. We're not over the top. We're just eclectic. We like all kinds of different things. And most of the time it's surprising to people. So that's super cool. All right. So here's the good one. Who is your childhood hero and why?
Oh boy. Well, it's funny because, of course you always like idolize like your father and different things.
Family, but funny story about us as the Harley twins, like when we were kids, we loved Pippi Longstocking. We wanted to be her. We wanted to run away from
be
home.
Independent. And
we just loved her tenacity and
her adventurous spirit.
Yeah, we were always into Pippi Longstocking.
Yeah, it's just funny. I thought about it and I was like, well, our first crush was like Zorro or Elvis and different things. But like, yeah, we definitely
we're eclectic.
Yeah.
I love it. That's absolutely fantastic. Okay, and then who is your motorcycle hero and why?
So we don't want to like pick just one. We love all the builders and our friends, guys. We love y'all. But everyone knows Indy and Larry. As a matter of fact, back in the day, even before she and I got nose jobs, we used to have more Roman Italian noses. And so when we worked the bike events and would go to like Sturgis and stuff, we got to film Larry.
Oh yeah.
But then, so people would see us with him. But then after he passed away, we were doing stuff with Indian Larry's, legacy,
helping raise money.
And people would come up and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss," and we were all confused. But because of our noses, I think they thought we were his daughters.
The New York Italian thing, right?
Yeah, but I really love there's just something about him that was very inspiring.
I think one of the best stories ever, if I have a second to say, is like we first met him at the Miami Bike Show when we were younger, and we used to film a bike show where we would go around and just interview people. And I'll never forget the first time we met him. He was nice, but it was just getting ready to close, and he kind of.
But he almost seemed like he was standoffish because we can't help it. Like when you're young and you're a girl, sometimes men don't look at you as as serious.
So we didn't get an interview that
penitentiary time is what they look at you as. Penitentiary time.
Yeah, that's so
Jail
funny.
time, right. I got
we
you.
didn't get an interview, but we would travel around and he would see us at all the rallies.
Yes.
And naturally just like, oh, they're a part of the industry. And so
The last year we were at the Broken Spoke with Jay Allen and doing
in Laconia.
And we actually stayed in those little cabins right across from
Yeah.
it.
So we were just getting ready to leave and we had the crew with us and Larry was sitting on his throne that he had and he looks at us and he said on his own, how about that interview?
And we were just like, oh, okay.
So we sit on his lap on each of his leg
and he's like holding each of us and looking back and forth.
Yeah, and we just had like a good 5 to.
He kind of had like a dad vibe to us.
Yeah,
so
it was really cute. He was
he's our favorite.
Smiling at us, and we got an interview. And a month later, because that was the last time we ever saw him, a month later he passed away.
So,
but it was so ironic that the entire time we knew him, we got that interview, and that was the last time we ever saw him.
Yeah.
We he actually had his accident on our wedding day. Him and Billy were both invited to the wedding, but couldn't go because they were filming. So that was something that, I mean, our wedding day was awesome. That was the one thing that was, we missed them being there anyways. Billy had called to say he could. We were in the middle of a meeting with the pastor who was going to do the service, and Billy called, and Don's like, I got to take this call. And he's like, oh, we can't make it. We're doing Discovery. And we're like, oh, yeah, Discovery, you do it, So Indian Larry was an incredible human being. And he had his own struggles in his life as his mother tells the stories and all the things. And he just turned into someone everyone could respect because he learned from all those things that he had been through. And it gives me chills because he was an amazing man.
I was getting chills too.
I'm grateful that you guys got to experience that because, again, it takes that to continue his legacy and pass it on and speak of those things. Wear the pendants. I have a sticker on my my toolbox, and then I have a patch on my motorcycle vest. So yeah, it's very important. And I love Bobby and everything that he's done to keep it all going. So that's fantastic. I love that. Okay, so what is your favorite road food?
We were also giggling about that because, like, I don't know, honestly, if I'm on the road,
give me a good burger.
I'll even eat McDonald's. Like, honestly,
I just like,
that's when I want to eat really naughty.
Yeah, I just think that like something hearty, like a good burger, I'm happy with.
But I mean, we're not picky. So when we travel the world, like, I will literally try anything.
Well,
and
yeah, except like certain like meat products that like maybe I'm not sure where it came from. But
no, I'm pretty easygoing. I'll mostly try anything. So like on the road, I want to eat really naughty and junky.
Okay. All right. So, and if you like burgers, so you guys aren't far, but in this place called Stuttgart, Arkansas, there's this little, it's called the Sportsman's Cafe. It's only open till 2. It's only a lunch place. And this lady and her daughter run it. It's the scariest. It's an old corrugated building with an old neon Schlitz malt liquor sign outside that doesn't work. And it's about a mile from City Hall. The best hamburger you'll ever have in your life. So if you're ever in Stuttgart, Arkansas, that is the place to go for sure. And if we're on the road together, I will make sure we stop there so you get a hamburger because it was phenomenal. And then everybody that was on the group was a little afraid to stop there because it looked a little sketchy. I'm always about the mom and pop's place. So I went in and they stayed in the van. And then I went in and it smelled so good. I waved to them, said, I'm going in to eat. And they actually came in. And it's funny because they were Facebook friends with all of us, her and her daughter. It was quite ironic and cool. So I got a cool pair of big glasses from her for being her too that we had on the Cannonball. So that was neat. Nice. That's when we were doing that. Yeah. Okay. So nobody can ever pick just one. And being that there's 2 of you, I knew that would be an impossible measure. What are your 2 most cherished motorcycle memories?
Okay, so I actually wrote a couple down because I know
you
have and so some of them are going to be actually kind of funny.
I would say as far as like cherished goes, well, one of the funniest memories.
Oh, well, first the Harley Rendezvous.
Yeah, well, Harley Rendezvous was amazing. We got to experience and go there.
So
and it's like Woodstock.
She and I would host the shows, as you know, and then we also went around and we were filming just some footage of the different shows. So we were hosting, and Big Schwag was the host at the Harley Rendezvous.
He's
and
awesome.
So we just like met him first actually there and connected with him. But when we were at the Harley Rendezvous, I just loved it because it's like that was true freedom. It was like people are camping and they're
like walking around naked and
kicking cans and
like,
just like being themselves, and you just feel like, for instance, I know she and I look like little like petite, whatever. But like, I love my memory of going to these events is we have this thing where we connect with people and bikers, and they're like, where's my hug?
The biggest, burliest bikers will be like, where's my hug? And it's just amazing.
We even say, like, we feel safer at a bike event around a bunch of bikers than I would in like a corporate, you know, kind of event where you just feel like, you know, I feel like there's a level of authentic and honesty that a biker will tell you to your face that you wouldn't get from other places.
Yeah, and I'll say that one of the craziest memories that we just thought of.
This is like a really behind the scenes secret.
Yeah, we were in Sturgis, and we used to also like do work for Russell Mitchell and Exile Cycles at the rally. So they had rented a house. And when we got there before them, the person who owned the home had nothing in the house. They didn't have like sheets or
Russell
plates.
paid all this money, but like he's gonna show up and there was nothing.
He gave us money, we went and bought stuff for the house, and so
look, we were trying to be good little helpers.
Exactly. So at the end of the last night or whatever, we made a joke and said, let's have a trash party, but we meant like
we said this to the Detroit brothers because they would come over and hang out.
Big mistake.
Those guys are nuts. I was on the Discovery build with them, with Eddie Trotta and Russell Mitchell, Don and I. Those guys are crazy.
Yeah, we made a mistake and we said that, but we meant like leave dirty dishes in the sink,
like make a mess,
clean up because they didn't do anything.
So picture this, guys. All of a sudden, we're hanging out with Steve Kelly, who's a photographer, and we're kind of just sitting on the couch and mellow. And we hear vroom, vroom, and a bike comes rolling through the living room and does a burnout on this guy's living room floor. So that's the first start. Then all of a sudden, they go upstairs, and the air conditioning flies out from the top. Then they start
wrestling with Exile Cycles and like
fun fighting. And so Jade and I are like holding stuff like, what the heck's going on?
Basically,
they even crapped in a bag in one of the guys' thing. And
it was just turned into like
food up on the ceiling.
It just turned into something like in a movie. It was crazy.
Yeah. And the owner of the house came by because he knew what was going on, and he was trying to crawl in the window and get them. It was really, really horrible.
And
when the cops showed up, then the Detroit brothers said, it was the Harley twins who said to do a trash party.
Oh, it was crazy.
Oh my goodness. And I get it because they actually we were in a hotel and they took the ice machine and they took buckets and buckets of ice and they put it down the hallway. And then they took the lawn chairs from by the pool and they were going surfing, hallway surfing. And Don and I were just like, yeah, but they ordered food and hookers to the room. So they ate the food and their hooker time ran out. They didn't even get to see boobies. Like for real, you missed out on the good stuff. It was funny. I get that. That's a good one though. I understand that too. And anybody who's ever been around Exile and the Detroit brothers together, I've done many shows with them. It is mayhem. That is true mayhem. So we like to share mayhem here. Hi Russell, if you're watching.
I know, right? It's like two comets meeting and colliding.
Oh, definitely. And exploding all in one room. Definitely. Okay, so that was one. So what else? Oh, and the rendezvous. Okay.
Oh, yeah, and I'll say too, like we would, like you said earlier, we would naturally go to like the biker annuals and things. And I won't say which clubhouse, but we went to one of the clubhouses just because they were having an event, and it was amazing because they let me pick out a
three-legged dog that runs by.
Oh yeah, it was so cute. But they let me pick out the songs on the jukebox. So I picked out like an array of amazing songs, and the very last song that came on was by Jim Croce, Leroy Brown. I picked out. But it was like something in a movie where they're sitting like at the bar and around the room, and they were just singing "Bad, Bad Leroy Brown."
I love it.
It was like a musical. It was so awesome.
But also, real quick, our 21st birthday party at Mickey's is one of my favorites because that's when Nasty had advertised it when he was writing from Wheels on the Road, and he wanted to get our panties. But we had set up like little games, and to be honest, we had no expectations of who would show up. We were like 21, and we're like, okay, we're gonna put a little like pinata up in games, and then all of a sudden, bikes started rolling in. There was 500 bikes that had rolled in throughout the day, and there were twin rainbows. But it was just like the best time to see everyone just enjoying themselves, and I just felt like, wow, this was an amazing birthday for 21.
Yeah, it makes you feel complete. All the love, like people don't realize who don't know bikers, like there's so much love. And
yes, definitely. And I was there, and I won the bike show. I got the trophy from your 21st. I still have it, so that's kind of funny. I love that though. I mean, and you're right, it is a family thing, but again, your mom was well respected. You guys were well respected. Nobody ever disrespect you. They were always kind to you because again, it was the family unit. And a lot of us come from all kinds of places and we make that our family. So, and I remember the twin rainbows. I do remember that. That's kind of crazy. That's funny. All right. So, if money didn't matter and you could take a ride or a road trip on your motorcycle or on a motorcycle anywhere, where would that be and who would it be with?
Okay, so we just discussed, we said we'd go anywhere with Norman Reedus and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, because they are like our crushes, our actor crushes, and we've like got to connect a few times at different events, and my sister and I just...
It would make my, like, whatever, just to be able to go on a motorcycle ride with them,
and it wouldn't matter where we went.
Now, he has that show that he does, right?
Yes.
Riding with Norman Reedus. Now, before that, he was a zombie guy, wasn't he?
Yes, on The Walking Dead. Yeah,
The Walking Dead. They both were. Okay. I know a little history about that. I'm more the pumpkin kind of girl at Halloween than I am the zombie, monster kind of girl. So, but I do follow him. And yeah, that would be perfect for you two. If you two could take a trip. So then where would you want him to take you? Well, just in case they're listening and it could happen, let's make sure it happens right,
I think it would be fun to go from like upstate New York, because they, when we were in upstate or in New York for a bit, we went up there and got to see them there, and maybe ride from there to Georgia where they filmed a lot, and just that whole East Coast trip would be really lovely.
Very good. Well, who knows? We might be able to make that happen. You never know. They might be watching this and go, you know what? One of these days we're going to do that. So that's always pleasant. Okay, so now we get the good stuff. We would like you to give us, first tell us something good about yourself that others may not know.
Right. Okay. Well, so something people may not know about my sister and I is that
we have an unusual childhood.
Yeah. She and I actually have a dad who was an organized crime kingpin, a drug kingpin. And so back in the 80s, he had his own organization, and pretty much our life was like really, really blessed, and like we had a lot, and it was a very, almost like something you'd see in a movie childhood, but we also saw a lot as kids. So,
and then of course, when you went away, you kind of basically start over
from
and
scratch. So you know for what it's like to have it
everything
all,
and then have
it taken
nothing
away from you, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, she and I have worked on a life story about our father and our childhood through what it's like growing up in that environment. And we hope to inspire people that you can do anything and be anything you want. And we have someone who's working with us in the professional industry. So we're hoping to see it as a series or a TV show.
And just in general, like when people look at us, they would never know that, right? But I think it's important that people realize like you can go through things, but at some point in your life, you're in charge of it.
Right.
And something good can come from something bad. So we just really are not only lucky to have each other, also later when we were working around the bikers, like that became our extended family. So it just all came around.
The bikers did fill up this big like void and make you feel just like kind of safe and loved in a big family too.
Yes.
And that's true. And it used to be people said you're a product of your environment. And that's living proof that you don't have to be. Not that,
right.
I mean, we love our parents, but we don't always have to be measured by what they do in their life. And the things that happen to us because of that. And what you guys are, I think that's amazing. I can't wait. I'm excited about that. I am very, very excited about that. And I know that, that's a struggle too, growing up that way and to turn out to be such, I don't want to use the word powerful because powerful isn't the right word for the two of you. You're very dynamic and you've moved leaps and bounds. You've taken little piles and turn them into mountains of good stuff. Like, when somebody comes along, and I always imagine you two, like for me, you two are the ones that every time I'm with you, you sprinkle fairy dust everywhere. I swear to God, it's just happiness. It's contagious. The two of you are contagious. It's just amazing. Your smiles and just your inner beauty as well as your outer beauty. But you spread the love, and everybody has no choice when they're around you, but to smile and be happy because you do. It's like pixie dust, I that's how that's where you are in my heart. I always look forward to seeing you both. All right.
Oh, thank
So
you.
there now, if you'd be so kind as to share your 5 good things with us.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, a combination because a lot of them were the same for us,
Yes.
but we would
Go
have
figure.
to say, yeah, of course, but
Well, I think, animals like our pet Muffin, she can be a little toughened, but for the most part, like,
she's brought so much love.
joy. Like, animals bring so much joy. So I think it's good to be grateful and feel blessed to have like a beautiful pet.
Of course, family, like, we lost our father to cancer in 2009, but we have the most amazing mom and our family. So I think that we appreciate and are lucky to have that.
Yeah. And then another thing I think that I feel very blessed about is just like nowadays our good health and being able to travel. Cause like after the pandemic, people lost family members and it just puts into perspective, live in the moment and make it the best you can.
And then number 4, of course, like our friends and the biker community, right? Because like we are appreciative of that, and we wouldn't be like who we are without having that part of our life as well.
And I think another thing to be thankful for nowadays is
And positive.
Yeah, and positive is like some people like I enjoy my work because it's creative. But even if I wasn't doing something creative, just to have a job nowadays, people should be
Right.
thankful for.
Yeah.
And so I think that to be like, yeah, working and being able to just be in a position of stability is also a blessing.
That's awesome. Those are absolutely 5 great things. You two are very close to my heart. You know that. But I am just so honored that you were here to share your good, kind, positive nature, to see your beautiful selves here. I haven't seen you since the movie. So, and I haven't seen it either. So don't feel like you're alone. I got to go and get it and watch it. I haven't had time. And please, when you talk to your mom, tell her that I said hello. Your mom is an amazing woman and she's always been right there. I know that's someone that you've always looked up to. And again, I'm sorry that you lost your dad, but I'm glad that you have all the memories and that you have the experience. And I'm looking forward to hearing the story about your childhood. Everybody has a story, but there's when you can tell it from a certain perspective, and then the two of you are so positive that's what this show is all about. And I enjoy that. I'd rather be positive than negative. We could spread more positivity and be good to each other and kind. That's what matters. That's help put a hand out to lift someone up,
Right.
not to knock them down. So that's a good thing. And I'm so grateful for you both. I'm just so excited. Now you guys are leaving. You're going to travel. You're going on a twin adventure for a week. You're just going to Europe.
Yeah, we leave tomorrow morning, so we're really excited that we got to connect with you tonight.
We're going to
Spain and Italy, so yeah, just a couple days in each, and just looking forward to getting some time away. Excited to go. A little bit nervous because of the travel is stressful nowadays. We have been going to other countries, and it's just so much with the new rules. But
yeah,
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing. We haven't been there yet, so we're
Yes.
excited.
All right, very good. Well, I'm going to be following, and then tell everybody again where they can follow on Instagram.
Yeah, well, we are on Facebook as the Harley Twins, or on Instagram, it's the Harley Twins Official. And you could kind of see we'll be posting some cool places and showing people, hey, how you can cram in a lot while you're on
a few days.
vacation.
I love it, and you have to promise you're going to stay in touch and come back in the future, so that we can definitely talk about the things that we're discussing now, so you can tell us how everything worked out with the stories and all that. And I'll be watching. I will. I love you both very much. Thank you so much.
We love
Travel
you.
safe. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thank
hope
you
you
for
all
having
have
us.
a great Thanksgiving out
I
there.
love you guys. All right. Happy Thanksgiving on the road, in the air.
Yes.
Very cool.
I know.
All right. Eat lots of pasta for dinner. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be eating a lot of pasta.
I love it. I love it. And hey, if you decide that if for some reason some 2 twin Italian men just come and scoop you up on their motorcycles and ride away with you, let us know that you're okay and check in, okay?
We will. We'll be like on social media and letting you all know.
Okay, good. All right, kids. Love you. Travel safe. Thanks again.
Love you too.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
How
Good night.
awesome is that? Bye. I'm so excited. How awesome is that? Okay, so again, I watched these young ladies growing up. I'm so enamored by the fact that they were kind enough to come here and be on our little show. again, it's positive outlook, positive perspective. You can do anything in the world. All you have to do is put forth the effort. Myself personally, try is not in my vocabulary. If you ever look up the word try in the dictionary, it means to attempt and never succeed. So we'll just remove that word from our vocabulary and we always do our best. Can't is not in my vocabulary either. I can do anything. It might turn out really shitty and it might turn out really great, but I'm always willing to put forward the effort. So anyone can do anything. It just requires the effort. And then the outcome, it is what it is. So again, it can be anyone between the range of really poor or really good, but again, you'll never know unless you put forward the effort. So that's a wonderful thing. Okay, so Thanksgiving's coming up. Lots of turkey, lots of food, lots of football for us. Some motorcycle riding once it stops raining because it's been raining for days here. Family, friends, that's the important stuff. So my 5 good things. I am very, very grateful and thankful for all my viewers, my family, my friends, the food, the football, the motorcycles, fantastic people I meet along the way, the fantastic people who have made me who I am today, including the young ladies who were there tonight. They're part of my past, and I'm looking forward to them to always be part of my future. And of course, being right here, right now, doing this little show. That for me is amazing. And I do have an afterthought, so we'll get to that, and then we're going to close out our show. Okay, so if you look up the dictionary, Thanksgiving means the act of giving thanks and expression of humility. A character trait we could use more of, definitely. Thanksgiving brings us face to face with unsettling truth that bounty we enjoy is not ours by right. It comes to us through hard work or providence. Okay, that's like the dictionary, one of the dictionary definitions. I'm tongue tied, like I could ever be at a loss for words. Okay, well, Thanksgiving really is about being together, sharing with one another, enjoying food, whether it's a can of beanie weenies or a full blown turkey spread. Make sure this year, if you have family and you know someone who doesn't or is alone, that you take time, maybe invite them over to dinner. If you get a chance and you eat dinner early or you don't eat dinner till late, see if there's a soup kitchen or a homeless shelter or something where you can go and volunteer and be part of someone else's Thanksgiving and make them feel loved and kind and that people want to be around them. Things are tough for everybody across the country. Sometimes it's hard to even have food. So if families get together in the community and all share what they have, it makes the world a better place. You can share a smile, share 5 good things, be positive. But remember, it's most important to just share and be human. Let's give thanks for that this year. All right. And then, of course, thing one's going to scroll down because I read on my little bullet points. Don't forget, smile big with your heart, not for any one person or group. Just do it for yourself. Remember to be kind to yourself and others because it does matter. Participate in 5 good things if you can. Send me your 5 good things to athenaafterdark@aol.com. You can follow us on Facebook at Athena After Dark Productions and on YouTube, just search Athena After Dark. And if you get a chance to subscribe, we're almost there and we'll get our own custom name. So we're excited about that. Thing one is doing a great job. He is even working without food because we don't have a kitchen here. So craft services is just feeding us cheese and crackers. Thank you, Don. We love you for that. You're amazing. Mr. Baxter, Mr. Stauber, everybody who's been watching, Lance Baxter, he loves their upbeat attitude and listening to their experiences. We should all be that upbeat. Yes, they are upbeat, and they've had trials and tribulations like everyone else. And I can't even wait to see the story and the project they're working on because I'm sure it's going to be great. So, okay, thank you so much for tuning in all the time as we get better at this. Every time it's better. Thing one, thank you very much. Don, thank you very much. To all our previous guests, our guests tonight, thank you. Everybody who watches, love to all. Good night and chop her on, right? All right, so again, check us out. See you next week. I have a great guest next week. Usually I put out the announcement the day of. It keeps the anticipation to see who we're going to have. Next week, we have Barry Wardlaw. Accurate Engineering. I'm excited about that because he is a hoot, an inspiration, and someone to admire. He is talented, motorcycles, hunting. He does everything. And then he does it with my best friend, Miss Vivian Gypsy Charo. So I'm excited about that. And then we have a whole host of great guests throughout the holiday season. I'm hopeful that you all come and tune in every Monday night at 10 o'clock. And please send emails. When you do somebody, please send some JPEG pictures so I can actually put them up with your fan 5 good things. I know. I'm going to start putting up, you know how when you get the photo frames in Walgreens and they have that generic picture? I'm going to start putting those up for you guys if you don't like actually start sending some. So just saying. We'll get through the holiday and then we'll go from there. And we have some sponsors coming up and stuff like that. So we have some really good stuff coming up. I'm excited. Maybe we can even get Santa Claus to show up. Never know. Maybe at least some of the reindeer. Mrs. Claus, her and I are friends. Don't tell Baron. He'll want more gifts. Okay, I love you all. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next Monday. Thanks for tuning in.